Hello, and welcome back to your Twin Flame Energy reading. This week, especially, I decided to pull cards for those of you who are experiencing a twin flame that is running from you. Remember, running a twin flame that's running from you is reflecting an energy of you both running from yourselves and who you are at the core in some way. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through this reading. My name is Susie. I'm an Ascension coach affiliated with Twin Flames Universe, and I'd love to help you out and help you move through some of the energies that we uncover in this reading. Take what resonates and whatever doesn't, and you just leave it on the table, leave it in the computer screen. Um, so, our first card we pulled from the Carolyn Miss Archetypes cards, and that first card is Virgin. And we have pulled this card before in recent weeks, so it appears to be something your twin flame is still working on. And in previous weeks, I focused on the light attribute. Like I just got the intuition that that was the focus, and it had to do with symbolic purity and what did purity of the heart and spirit mean. Um, this time, I feel called to the shadow attribute that talks about fear of intimate union. Um, and this communicates to me that your twin flame is moving through a fear of like intimacy and oneness with you. Um, that can be like fear of being seen, like maybe they don't feel pure, or they feel there's a part of them they would just rather have you not see and not maybe see themselves as well. Um, and be this can manifest like as sexual intimacy or emotional intimacy or just like overall like contacting you and being in a relationship with you, and so they don't want to see that part of themselves. And because we're talking about twin flame quote runners, it's important to look at where this energy is in yourself and like where maybe you have a fear of intimate union with yourself and all of yourself too, right? um, you and your twin flame work through the same core energies and spiritual lessons at the exact same time because you are one. There's not actually separation between the two of you. Um, and that should be really relieving because that means like as you do your thing and you just trust yourself and you heal and you love yourself, they are doing the same thing. So if you're noticing this energy in your union, in your twin flame or in yourself, like it's important to work through it, and whatever you are afraid of being um, intimate with in yourself, to address that and fully love yourself there, and then your twin flame will at the same time release that fear too. Okay, and so the next card, our archetype card for what your twin flame is working through, is this mediator energy. And here I feel called, and this hasn't come up for a few weeks. This is a new energy your twin flames confronting. Um, I feel called to the light attributes here, and that talks about a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and respect for both sides of an argument. The shadow attribute talks about negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Um, the shadow attribute might resonate more for some of you. What I'm getting is that for many of you, the light attribute resonates more as it's something that's being cultivated in your twin flame's professional life in particular, possibly personal, but mostly professional. And it just has to do with like maybe them really valuing like harmony and peace um, in their environment, and as a result either their actual job description or just kind of a role they've chosen to take on, um, is that of mediating between people or between parties of people. And this is something that's beginning to come up as like a little bit taxing on your twin flame as they notice and wanting to cultivate the mediator within themselves, that um, in order to do that, like true mediation isn't compromising the truth or like compromising what you know is right and what you value, and or like becoming a doormat in any kind of way, right? Like your twin flame has a voice too, and they are learning that and how to like effectively and peacefully use that in these mediation activities. Um, and the core energy here seems to be like a fear or a belief that you have to compromise yourself in order to maintain peace. And that's actually not true. Compromising yourself isn't peaceful. It might create a facade of peace because you're not causing conflict. Um, but sometimes discussing and having conflict with a person in order to get to the truth is actually the peaceful action. And your twin flame is like cultivating this knowledge in their spiritual garden, like they haven't gotten there all the way yet. And as a result, so are you. So I encourage you to look at like where you might feel like you're compromising yourself. Maybe you're not standing up for yourself somewhere, or like you're afraid of communicating what's on your heart to someone. And this could be in your personal life or your professional life. I just got like a very strong professional intuition from your twin flame. Um, but just look at that and know that you can move through that and you can be peaceful there. If you need help moving through that energy, you can go to the description below, and I would love to coach you through that, using this thing called the mirror exercise, which I won't get too much into in this video because that's not what this video is about. We do need to move on though to our third archetype card and our final archetype card, and that's going to be the trickster card. So next we have this trickster energy, and once again I'm pulled to the light attribute as something your twin flame is cultivating in themselves. And the light attribute talks about transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Now, our shadow attribute, which I don't feel is the focus, but I'm going to read so you can reflect on in case it is for you, is manipulating others through duplicity. So looking at the light attribute, what I get from this and like, transcending convention and predictable behavior is your twin flame is really rejecting the standards they feel society has placed on them in whatever way, and they're just trying to be themselves and love themselves and be authentic, and they feel like that might cause some conflict, and this one, to clarify, I feel is more in their personal life. The mediator, I was getting the impression, was in their professional life. This one feels much more personal and just like personally creative and expressive, and like who they are with their friends and their family, or when they go out on the town, or something like that. And they just want to be themselves, but they feel like doing this, like being themselves, is in conflict with what they're expected or supposed to be. So they kind of have this energy of like, ooh, I'm different now, and like I'm not what you expected me to be, and like kind of, ooh, like screw you kind of energy. And that's great. Like that is where they are in their personal and self-development. And it just feels like something they're still exploring and grounding into. Like there's nothing wrong with it necessarily. They're just like getting comfortable with themselves, and like maybe even rooting out this feeling that like being yourself is like inherently being rebellious or drawing conflict, and realizing it can actually be peaceful. But they're still kind of in the phase right now where being themselves and like expressing how they want to right now is a little bit like being on the edge of life, if you will, and like kind of drawing a attention that's like not negative but like questionable, or like maybe a little uncomfy, but I don't know, they're kind of digging it right now. So that's where your twin flame is at. And you can explore like how you're moving through that energy too, and in what way, and what that looks like for you if it's resonating. just a reminder, if you see it in your twin flame, ding, 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 it's for you too. So now looking at the Divine Director, this is our Ascended Master card that we pulled from the Keeper of the Light Oracle. And the Divine Director is about intervention and purpose. And he says, divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. So it feels like what's being communicated here to you in particular is that it's safe to trust that your twin flame is like divinely supported and guided. Like they are not stupid. Like even if they're doing things and you're like, what are you doing? I'm right here. You're an idiot. Come back to me. Your twin flame's not dumb. Like they are being divinely guided and they are on their own path. Which is the same as your path. You're just like releasing the illusion that it's not. And this path is very purposeful for them. Like, and they're discovering like where their happiness is on this path too, and how good it feels to be themselves and be personal and like release these people pleasing habits. And in learning to be themselves, right? Kind of tying it back to that very first card. Being yourself leads to intimacy with yourselves and learning how to be, not just expressing the parts of you want to, but loving all the parts of you because they deserve it. So, the Divine Directors with your twin flame, trust that your twin flame's not a dummy. What they're doing is like divinely intelligent too. Our final card is from the Lover's Oracle. It is a message to you from your twin flame's higher self. And the message says, power. You instinctively know what is right for you. That sounds like something we just read about. And you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So I feel like once again, we're drawing back to that, like, boundaries, being who you are, not compromising yourself, honoring yourself, trusting the divine directive you're being given. And your twin flame's higher self is saying, you have this too. And perhaps the core lesson for like both of your souls, like your oneness in this journey, is that you are learning to claim your power here as a union, and that is what's underneath this like expressing yourself and this boundaries energy and being the mediator, and you are connected to the divine and someone is directing and guiding you here, right? Like you have power here and it's safe to fully claim that. And your twin flame like is saying that they are drawn to you when you claim your power. So embrace that you are powerful. Power is not a bad thing. Power is very divine, and you can use your power for like love and good and divine things in the world. So embrace that. I will see you next time. Thank you for listening, and check that description if you would like one-on-one help on your twin flame journey. Thank you.